Hi, it's Jim Gordon with another small cap interview. Our location on this day is the Fairmont Pacific Rim Hotel, just across from the Vancouver Convention Center, where the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference is taking place. We've been getting guests over into this room all day. We have brought another gentleman who's been on the floor all day. He is the managing director for the marketmindset.ca with over 20 years in the financial sector. It's great to have my friend Andrew O'Donnell back with us again.
Jim, great to talk to you again.
Time flies. Good to have you, sir. First of all, let's talk about the website, which we've done before. I want to hear more about the marketmindset.ca. I was looking at your kind of new introductory video this morning. Tell our viewers a little more about your site.
Yeah, I mean, we want to get the good news out about if you find you want solutions for global climate change and you're looking for how to make a difference. A lot of people go out and they protest and they do that. You can focus on solutions. And all of the solutions, whether it's for batteries and electric vehicles or solar panels, that all comes from mining.
Right.
So we are in a very unique position here in Canada to tell the story to not only Canadians, but Americans as well, that we're your friend up north.
Yeah.
That resources are critical, they're important. We need to get them out surgically, properly, well regulated, which we can do. And we want more people to be excited by that, because all of that, whether it is hydrogen, helium, copper, lithium, all of these are all the ingredients you need to make all of the solutions that we want. And we're seeing nowadays that the world is going not quite all uniform, a little more separated. So the US is certainly going to want a feeder system to strong resources. And I think we could play an important role in the entire energy shift.
You've been to many of these conferences. Talk about what you've observed today on the floor. It's a Sunday and it's moving and shaking over there. What are the vibes and energy you're feeling from over there?
It's a good feeling. I mean, it's always a good indicator. And I was a bit hesitant because it's still going to be a challenging year ahead.
Sure.
But certainly over there, it's upbeat. I think people are starting to feel that. Not only governments, but they've seen Biden's infrastructure plan. They saw the news from the Department of Justice, or Department of Defense, out of the US. They're looking at projects specifically in Canada to give grants.
Right.
They're not even going to invest, they're like, take money. Like, they're going to invest in projects. They're looking at 61 right now. That Canada can play a major role in this entire energy transition. And that, I mean, just take away the oil and gas sector altogether, so it's not political.
Right.
There are lithium brine projects in Alberta that one can look at. There's copper projects in BC. Of course, there's lots of lithium in Quebec and vanadium. So there's so many solutions that Canadians can be proud of to say that we can harness those ingredients that are absolutely critical to make the technology work for the future.
I want to put you on the spot. You've been over there and we'll be there tomorrow, I'm sure. Are there companies that you're looking at right now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we usually buy and we hold for long periods of time because we do a lot of work. We work with funds and family offices, and a lot of these companies are buy and hold. We don't trade. So, we love Desert Mountain Energy primarily because it has helium, noble gases, and of course, they've got a hydrogen field as well. These are critical gases that are needed for data storage. I mean, the amount of helium you need for an MRI machine, for a nuclear reactor, it's enormous. And we see that these small modular reactors are picking up a lot, not only in Canada. We see a lot more news flow about that. To make this energy transition, we need all these gases, never mind all the copper for the electric wiring, and the lithium for the cars and whatnot. So we like that. We love a company that will be coming out soon that is a unique play on the entire battery metal side called First Phosphate. Phosphate is usually associated with fertilizer, but high-grade phosphate out of Quebec can actually be used in the lithium iron phosphate battery. So there's a whole new angle of that can also bypass cobalt, which people hear often of the DRC, the political issues there and the unfortunate situation. You could avoid that altogether and focus on a iron phosphate, which is wonderful for anyone who is worried about the environment, but also says we need to be careful of who we're buying and working with.
Right. We're still relatively early in the year at the time we're doing this this interview. Can you talk about forecasts for me a bit about the rest of 2023?
Yeah, I mean,
you said before we came on, it's good vibe and energy over there, but it could be a tough year, you're saying.
I think because a lot of people that are interested in mining and being to these shows for years, they're very critical thinking people. And they have known that if you want to do this transition, it means a ton of metals. Yet there'd be nothing in the news about it. So they've been waiting patiently. So I think they see that their time is coming. But at the same time, there's so much change out there, and there's so much chaos and flux. it's disconcerting. I think the markets they're going to be a challenge.
Right.
But also the mining sector is like, it's an infant compared to, say, just Apple. It's very small in comparison.
Very true.
So it has a room to grow.
Yeah.
In a way that is, and when it does, it's spectacular. So there is an opportunity, and if we have the right leadership, Canada can play this massive role to drive us towards the future for years to come. And that's something I want to get out to every Canadian mom and pop retail investor, that you can be a part of that.
Right.
And it can be part of the whole ESG story, that you're doing it properly, we're funding technology that we want, and it's, we're getting a say in it. It's not being done in China, it's not being done somewhere else. We get a say in it, we get to invest in it, and you can also grow with it.
Glad we got to pull you away from what was going on over there to bring you over here. Andrew O'Donnell is the Managing Director for the marketmindset.ca investment media. Thank you for joining us, sir. It's great to have you over here, and I will let you get back to the craziness over there.
Thank you so much. It was a real pleasure.
You bet.